Harshavardhana. Okay. He's written 3 plays, that Naganandam, Priyadarshika, and Ratnavali. So this is about that Harshavardhana. It is not Sri Harsha, but there is another Sri Harsha who has written only Naishadhiya Charitam. That is different. So this is Raja Harshavardhana.
Okay. And probably the time was also different, right? She had Naishadam and the Harshavardhana's time is different.
Yeah, I think so. Harshavardhana is more like 600, yeah. Whereas Sri Harsha later our nanikre 10th Tandi somewhere beyond. Before Kuvalyanandakara at least.
I see. Harshavardhanah iti. Asya sampurnam nama Harshavardhana Shiladityah iti. So his complete name is Harshavardhana Shiladitya. Prabhakaravardhana asya pita. His father's name is Prabhakaravardhana. Mata tu Yashomati namni. Okay, lang correct peru vechirukanga. I mean the names are very suitable. Rajyavardhana asya agrajah. Okay, and his elder brother's name is Rajyavardhana. Asya aparan nama Pratapashila, and his other name is Pratapashila. Rajyashrihi asya sodari. His sister's name is Rajyashrihi. Kanyakubja Deshiyah, which is around Orissa. Are we talking about Orissa?
Yeah, Uttar Pradesh nanikrenla.
Kanauj, okay. Kanyakubja Deshiyah. So he is from the country of Kanyakubja. 600 AD Kale, Ayam Rajyam Apalayat iti Jnayate. And his reign was around 600 AD.
I think your confusion is because Kalinga is Orissa. Okay.
Asya Asthane Aneke Kavayah Asan. And in his court there were many kavis. Ratnavali, Naganandam, Priyadarshika iti Rupakatrayam Anena Kritam. And he has composed 3 plays, Ratnavali, Naganandam, and Priyadarshika. All these 3 are, and I've heard of Naganandam more. Is that the more famous one of the 3?
Naganandam is more famous because of the Buddhism there, the influence of Buddhism there and all that. Ratnavali is actually more famous. Actually, both are famous. Both Naganandam and Ratnavali are famous. Priyadarshika is not a great play also. It's just a poor imitation. Ratnavali is a better play. It's a cute natika. It's not a rupakam. It's a natika. 4 acts.
I see. Religious themes or?
The Ratnavali is a Shringara. Priyadarshika is also Shringara, like Malavika Agnimitram and all that. Naganandam has a very different theme. That's why it's a much better play. When compared to the other 2, this is a theme-wise also. It's a very nice theme where Shantarasam is more prominent. There's less of romance. It's about how he gives his life to save Shankachuda. Yeah.
I see. Nice. Okay.
To Garuda.
Oh, I see. Rajyavardhana yuddhe shatrubhihi hatah. So Rajyavardhana, who is the elder brother, was killed in battle by the enemies. Tatah param, after that, I am Rajyam Praptavan. He, Nama Harshavardhana, Pratapashali, I think his name is, right?
Pratapashila.
Pratapashila. Pratapashila obtained the kingdom. That's the second son, or that's the younger son.
So instead of calling Sri Harsha in the bracket, should we put Pratapashila in the bracket?
Vanda, some people confuse him to be Sri Harsha. That is why he has given this name. In his Sanskrit literature, you will find this name also there. You won't find Pratapashila at all.
But they also say Sri Harsha for Naishadiyam, so then there's absolute confusion.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, okay. Iyam katha Bana Virachite Harshacharite, and Bana's Harshacharita is about this king, right?
Yes, it is.
Iyam katha Bana Virachite Harshacharite Aditah Pancha Uchvaseshu upavarnita bhavati. Iyam katha. And this story of how Harsha obtained his kingdom after the death of his elder brother and his brother, mother, father, sister, etc. I mean, the description of the names, all are in Upavarnita, are described in 5 chapters, Pancha Uchvaseshu, right from the beginning, in the work of Bana called Harsha
Mm.
पुष्पभूति नामकः परमशैवः स्थानेश्वरनगरवासी राजा आसीत् इति तस्य वंशीयः एव अयम् इति च ज्ञायते. So Pushpabhuti namakah Paramashaivah. There was a Paramashiva Bhakta called Pushpabhuti, and he was the king, Raja of Staneshwara Nagara. Staneshwara Nagara, are we talking about Kashi or like what are we talking about?
I thought Staneshwar was like in somewhere else, but looks like there is a Staneshwar in Haryana, Kurukshetra district. That
Oh,
seems more like, yeah,
I see.
closer.
Okay, so Pushpabhuti was the king of Staneshwara Nagara, and Tasya Vamshiyah eva ayam. This king Harshavardhana is from his lineage. Iti jnayate. This is known probably from the same work of Bana.
Bana. Yeah.
Asya Rajyapalana Samaye cha
China Desha Yatrika.
चैनादेशयात्रिकः भारतदेशम् आगत्य हर्षं प्रति किञ्चित् लिखितवान्. So during the reign of Harsha, of this king, there was a traveler from China who came to Bharat, and he wrote something about Harsha, who was the king at that time.
Must be Hyun Sen. Yeah.
Hyunsang, yeah. तदनुसारेण अयं महाबुद्धिमान् वीरः इति ज्ञायते. So according to the account by the Chinese traveler, this king was extremely intelligent and very brave. This is known. इति ज्ञायते. अस्य पालनसमये अपराधाः स्वल्पाः प्रजाश्च सुखिनः सन्तुष्टाः च बभूवुः. And during the reign of Harshavardhana, the crimes were low and the people were happy and contented. So probably from Huinsan's account this can be known. अस्य राज्यविस्तारः हिमालयात् आरभ्य नर्मदा मालव गुजरात सौराष्ट्र वंगदेशपर्यन्तम् आसीत्. So the breadth of his kingdom was from Himalayas, encompassing the areas where
Regions of Narmada, which is probably Maharashtra,
Narmada, Maharashtra, Malava would be
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan, I see. Gujarat, Saurashtra, of course, Maharashtra again. Saurashtra is
Oh, Saurashtra is Maharashtra. Then
Maharashtra.
Narmada would be more like Madhya Pradesh,
Madhya Pradesh,
probably.
probably. Madhya Pradesh.
The plains of Narmada, I don't know.
And Bengal. So really from east to west, stretching from east to west. And probably he didn't go south. Maybe the Vindhyas stopped him. Yeah. So it looks like a pretty huge kingdom.
Yeah. I think after the Guptas, it was the Harsha was the biggest. Idilla.
अस्य आस्थानकविषु मयूरबाणभट्टौ मुख्यौ. So in his court, among his court poets, there were two major poets.
Mayura Kavi
and
Surya Shatakam. He wrote Surya Shatakam. So Mayura Kavi.
Mayura Kavi and Bana. These Bana
Bhatta.
Bana Bhatta. So these two were the two main poets in his court. I see. Ayam Raja Kavihi cha Rupakatrayam Uparupakani Ekam Vyakarana Granthamapi Rachayamasa. So this king actually composed 3 plays. A few smaller plays, Uparupakams, smaller plays, one maybe in a few acts. Ekam, and also a book on grammar. Kechit Asya Granthkartritve Sandihanaha Vartante. So some, if you modern scholars doubt whether he actually was the author of these texts.
In the previous line, that Kavisha, should we really take it as poet or like a scholar?
Poet,
No,
right?
Kavihi.
Because
He was a poet.
he has written Vyakarna Grantham.
Kavihingardu, in initial, when you take the Vedic meaning of the word Kavi, it does not restrict itself to just a poet.
Hmm.
Kavinam kavihi gananam ganapati gum havamahe kavim kavinam irkolyo and இடத்துல kavim kavinam kavihi iti ganapatihi. So there the translation there is more like a vidwan, scholar, buddhishaliங்கிற அர்த்தத்துல தான். So otherwise
So
he
here in
cannot
this line,
write.
we have to take it like that only then.
Not necessary. You can, in modern parlance, you can just take it as a poet. A poet is a person who writes kavyams and Vyakarana Grantham is a Shastra Kavi. அப்படின்னு வச்சுக்கலாம்.
Okay.
Very learned person, Niti. Kechidasya, okay, fine. Rajyapalane nimagnasya Rachanavyasangah katham va bhavet. So the doubt of these doubters is that when he's immersed in the reigning affairs of the court, when he's immersed in those kind of royal affairs, how would he have Rachanavyasangah? That would means time to compose, or even the
Time kudala. Vyasangaha is an involvement in composing. How could there be an involvement in composing when he was totally immersed in protecting the kingdom?
yeah, in protecting the kingdom. So Vyasanga being translated as involvement. Okay. Kechana kavayah asmat dhanadikam grihitva granthan viratya Harshanamaankitam kritavantah iti tesham abhiprayah. So the opinion of these criticizers is that a few poets would have taken some wealth from him and then composed these texts which are in his name, and just said that Harsha is the author. That is this is the opinion of these doubters.
The ghost writers existed even then.
Ghost writers. So that is the speculation of these ghost writers. I mean, these criticizers, they don't have proof. It is the speculation, right?
Yeah.
अपि च काव्यप्रकाशे श्रीहर्षादेः धावकादीनाम् इव धनम् इति उक्तम्.
So the context here is, see, the first shloka where he says kavya prayojanam. He lists out the prayojanam for kavyam. This is Kavya Prakasha is a text written by Mammata. And it's an Alankara Shastra text. So in that, in the first chapter itself, he talks about the different prayojanam of the kavyam. So kavyam yashase, arthakrite, vyavahara vidhe, shivetarakshataya, Sadyah paranirvritaye kanta sammitataya upadesha yuje. This is the karika that is there in Kavya Prakasham. So kavyam yashase, it gives you fame. Arthakrite, it gives you money. You write a poem, you get a patron, and the Raja gives you money. Arthakrite. Vyavahara vidhe, it teaches you how to behave in society, how to behave with people, etc. Vyavahara vidhe. Shiva itara kshataye. Shiva is Mangalam, Mangaletaram is Amangalam, Kshati is removal of anything Amangalam. Sadyah paranirvritaye. Immediately it gives you a joy as soon as you read. And then it also gives you Upadesha in the manner of how a lady, a beloved, tries to take you in the path that she wants. In the same way, the Kavyam also very sweetly leads you and teaches you about good things in life. So, Kanta Sammitataya Upadesha Yuje. When he is describing the vritti, he is writing the vritti for this Karika, he gives examples for each one. Kavyam Yashase, Vyasa Valmikadehe Iva. No, just as how Vyasa, Valmiki, or Kalidasa, Valmiki Kalidasadaya, how they got fame. Arthakrite, how some poets attained wealth because they wrote poems and gave it, or they wrote works and gave it to the name of the king. So there he lists this example, as in Dhavaka is the name of the Kavi who was in the court of Harshavardhana. There were many poets there, so probably each one wrote one work. And they all gave it under the name of Harsha, so that and got much wealth in return.
Right. Right.
So then the actual author of Kavya Prakasha is Dhavaka, and
No,
he's
not
the
Kavya Prakasha.
ghostwriter, and the real the name attributed author is Sriharsha.
Not Kavya Prakasha. Idu, the Rupakam. Ratnavali, Naganandam and Priyadarshika.
Kavi Prakash,
Kavya Prakasha எழுதினது
Prakasha is
மம்மட்டர்.
Mammata.
அது 12th century போகுது.
11th.
Okay.
10th century.
Okay, okay.
5 centuries
ஆமா.
after. 5 centuries after Harsha, so we can't mix that, but yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is
out
just
of
a
the
hearsay.
Hearsay.
Out of the three, which one Dhavaka wrote?
Nobody knows.
Ratnavali?
It is just a hearsay that he is saying.
So 11th
Yeah,
century.
in today's world, there are so many ghostwriters. You know.
Yeah, we don't know. Even AI is writing nowadays. So
Yeah, we won't know who wrote.
So so it looks like by the time 11th century came around, they still remembered that okay, there were people like Dhavaka who there was some rumors, no proof, but rumors, and after that, all the rumors also are gone by now. So we only know his words now.
That's all. Yes.
Okay. Asya टीकायां नाम काव्यप्रकाश टीकायां धावकनामा कविः रत्नावली नाटिकां विरच्य हर्षकर्तृत्वं हर्षकर्तृत्वं तस्य परिकल्प्य अधिकं धनं हर्षात् लब्धवान् इति लिखितवान्. So
Mammataha.
Mammata wrote in his commentary that there's a kavi called Dhavaka who wrote the Ratnavali. Now your doubt is answered. Ratnavali Natika and attributed it to Harsha.
Tasya is
Harshas.
it should be
Harshasya.
Natikayaha tasyaha.
La
No.
Ratnavali Natikam Virachya.
Yeah. Tasya Natika Tasyaha iti tarhi. Tasyaha kartrutvam parikalpya. So having given that Natika
The authorship of Harsha.
Having created that or having attributed it like that, Adhikam Dhanam Harshat Labdavan. He got a lot of wealth from Harsha. Iti likitavan. Okay. So he got wealth and Harsha got Yasha.
Yes.
Into Malavikagnimitra प्रस्तावनायां धावकप्रस्तावः वर्तते. Sorry, okay, Malavikagnimitram is Kalidasa's.
Kalidasa has written it, and he has mentioned Dhavakadayaha. Bhasa, Dhavaka, Saumilla, all these people have been mentioned, right? So because Dhavaka is mentioned, then Tathasati Dhavakasya Harshakalikatvam Asangatam. Because Kalidasa, we take him to be 500, and if he has mentioned Dhavaka, then is prior to Harsha in some way. So it won't fit.
So either it's a different Dhavaka, or one of these people is confused. Probably
Yes.
Amatacharya might be confused.
Or who knows, he might have given the affairs of the kingdom to the minister and he might have sat down writing Natakam.
Yeah.
No, it could be like that, no? So we don't know.
He might have won over all his enemies and then nothing else to do with time, and so had the luxury of writing it. Okay.
Modi, the Chittoor Samartha what we have is not a condensed version, right? It's a full version, right?
Full, yes.
So there I'm not finding this thing called Dhavaka. Is this? It's not Saumila, it's not Kaviputra, like that. See, then he's not Bhasa. So where is the Dhavaka Prastava inside?
No, it could be in a different reading. That's all. There are many readings for Kalidasa's place. Okay, so there are some 50 manuscripts available and you have to consolidate all that and come to a reading. Some people would have taken certain names, some people would not have taken certain things. It depends on what the editor of that manuscript decides. His opinion also comes into that. So maybe one of those Pathabedas may be there.
Okay.
Dhavaka-prastava vartate.
Tatha sati.
Dhavakasya harshakalikatvam asangatam bhavati. So then Davaka's time period would not gel with Harsha's time period, if that was the case. If you take Malavika the words in Malavika Mitra Prastavana to be true. Sanskrit Sahitye Trayaha Harshaha Drishyante. So there are three Harshas who are seen in this field of Sanskrit literature. Tatra Ekah Prasiddha Darshanikah Naishadhiya Charitakarta. There, one of them is the famous trailblazer who is the author of Naishadhiya.
Darshanikaha can mean darshanam, khandanakadyam he has written, no?
Oh,
So,
yeah. Oh.
கண்டனக்காத்தியமோ ஏதோ ஒன்று எழுதியிருக்காரு. ஸோ விச் இஸ் ஆல்சோ அ மீமாம்சா கண்டனம் பண்ற மாதிரி ஒரு ஒர்க் வேற.
Mimamsa Darshana. Okay, I
So
see.
Darshanikaha can mean he is a Darshana philosopher also, who has also written the Naishadhiya Charitam.
Okay. Okay. So Darshana referring to Mimamsa Darshana, right?
Yes.
Okay. Dvitiyah Kashmira Deshadhishwarah. So the second is the king of Kashmir. Also one of the Harshas. Tritiyah va. Idhukku Tritiyah inga. Tritiyah Prabhakaravardhanasya putra Harsha. And the third is the one we are discussing right now, Harshavardhana, the son of Prabhakaravardhana. Shaili
The
Parya.
second one, Kashmir king, what did he do?
What did he do? Na? He was a king. Avladhan. He doesn't. I don't think he has written anything. Wikipedia doesn't give me anything. He's some.
But it says in Sanskrit literature.
Probably he wrote.
Probably
he
he
might.
comes in Rajatarangini somewhere. There might be a good mention of him. Maybe he was a great king. We don't know.
Maybe he had written something which is mentioned somewhere. According to Kalhana, there is something written about him in Rajatarangini. He gives an account of Harsha. Okay.
Kashmir means you remember Rajatarangini.
அது உண்டிதான். அப்படி இல்ல, ஆக்சுவலி காஷ்மீர் ஷைவிசம் நிறைய அங்க வந்து டெக்ஸ்ட்ஸ் ஆர் லாஸ்ட். அபினவ் குப்தா இஸ் ஃப்ரம் காஷ்மீர். க்ஷேமேந்திரா இஸ் ஃப்ரம் காஷ்மீர். நிறைய அந்த இவர் க்ஷீரஸ்வாமி, ஐ திங்க் ஹி இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஃப்ரம் காஷ்மீர்.
க்ஷீரஸ்வாமி என்ன தாத்து பாட்டா?
ஆமா,
தாத்துவிருத்தி. க்ஷீரதரங்கினி.
ஆமா. So I think he is also from Kashmir. That's what I think.
Okay. Okay. Sanskrit Sahitya. Okay, fine. Dvitiyah no adu mudichachu. Shaili Paryalochanena Kavikala Vimarshanena cha Prathama Dvitiyau Ratnavali Kartarau na bhavatah. So on thinking over the style of the writing and pondering over the time of the poet, the first two are definitely not the authors, cannot be the authors of Ratnavali.
So the Shaili Paryalochanam tu Prathama Harshasya. So when you look at Naishadhiya Charitam, the sambandhame kadayadu. There is no connection between Ratnavali and Naishadhiya language. When you look at the time frame, he was in 1000 AD, this Kashmir king, whereas Harshavardhana was in 600. So there are some quotes in Dhvanyaloka 900 from Ratnavali. So adinala you cannot have this second one. Kashmir king cannot be the author.
Okay.
Kintu
Tritiyah eva iti nishchito bhavati. So it definitely has to be only the third, and this we can decide upon this. भोजप्रभृतयः अनेके राजानः साहित्यादिग्रन्थनिर्माणे समर्थाः एव आसन् इति अस्माभिः सम्यक् ज्ञायते. So we definitely know that many kings, starting from Bhoja, were definitely capable of writing texts on Sahityam, Vyakaranam, etc. Sahityadi Grantha Nirmane. They were definitely capable, and we know this.
Asmabhihi samyak jnayate.
So Tadvat ayamapi Harshah yadyapi Rajyapalana dhurvah api
vandame. இங்க
Yadyapi, no, already ஒரு api இருக்கு இல்லையா?
ஆமா.
So Yadyapi, so like that, I am.
Why? See, even we can put both. One api is for because he was the second api is even though he was a very great king like that. Another one is he was a king and busy with all the
எவ்வளோ api
kingly
first பாருங்க.
duties.
And
ஒரு
already
நிமிஷம்.
there is one,
ஃபர்ஸ்ட்
two,
தத்வத் தத்வத் அயம் அபி
api
ஹர்ஷः
ஒரு api. Okay.
வந்துருதா?
ஆமா,
This
ரெண்டு
harsha also.
Yeah.
Yadyapi even though ராஜ்யபாலன
Yes.
தூர்வஹः அபி வரக்கூடாது அந்த இடத்துல, because you already have yadyapi.
ஆமா.
Tatapi.
So okay, so and also there are a lot more apis. I mean, there's at least one more right here. So adding one more.
उत्कट साहित्य पिपासया रूपकाण्यपि रचयामास इति.
So that second
That api is
Ama.
enough. That is tathapi. That is solving your tathapi there.
So yadyapi
which is solving
இந்த
Yadyapi-
ரூபகாண்யபி ரச்சயாமாசங்கிறது.
he had done
यद्यपि
not
இருமா
just-
ஒரு நிமிஷம் இது பாருங்க, यद्यपि राज्यपालन धूर्वहः सः तथापिக்கு பதிலா उत्कट साहित्य पिपासया रूपकाण्यपि रचयामास. That api solves your need for tathapi.
evam.
like Rupakani, Vyakarna Grantham, so 2-3 subjects.
அது இல்லம்மா, அத ததாபின்னு எடுத்துக்கோங்க அந்த அபிய. இப்ப ராஜ்யபாலன தூர்வஹ மட்டும் இல்ல, ரூபகங்களும் ரச்சயாமாச.
Yeah. So even though yadyapi rajyapala durvaha eshaha, so even though he was bearing or he was carrying the weight of rajyapalana, I think dur refers to weight, right? Am I right?
The yoke, yeah, so bear responsibility. Even though he was carrying the responsibility of the kingdom.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So even though
but the tatapi should come before the actual work, right?
Understood.
அவசியம் இல்ல.
Okay.
It's understood. அவசியம் இல்ல.
Yeah. So even though he was carrying the weight or responsibility of protecting the kingdom, tatapi he was able to, due to the thirst for utkata sahitya upasa.
Utkata can mean utkrishtam, excellent sahitya pipasaya, because he had a thirst for excellent literature. Rupakanyampi rachayamasa. He also created plays.
Yeah. He also created plays. Rupakani rachayamasa iti rupakani vyarachayat iti vachane nak. What is this? Kimartham dvayam?
So see, consider this. Yadyapi saha rajyapalana dhurvahah tathapi rupakani rachayamasa ityatah rupakani vyarachayat iti vachane na kapi kshatihi. So you can take this within quotes if you feel like,
Yeah, it's much better. Iti.
Because some people were doubting whether he did it.
Sandihanaha asan iti karanat tatra rupakani vyarachayat iti vachane. There is no
there's no harm in saying that he composed the plays.
Okay. A very complicated sentence.
Trayanam api rupakanam prastavanayah परिशीलनेन प्रियदर्शिकानागानन्दयोः समानश्लोकसद्भावेन रत्नावल्यां प्रियदर्शिकायाश्च श्लोकस्य एकस्य अभिन्नतया दृश्यमानत्वेन शैलीपर्यालोचनया च एककर्तृत्वं साधयितुं शक्यते. So we can definitely establish that at least these three were written by one author. Ekakartritvam sadhayitum shakyate. It can be established. How can it be established? Parishilanena, by the examination of the prastavana, of the introduction of the three plays, Trayanam api Rupakanam. So by examination of the introduction of those three plays, and then Priyadarshika Nagananda Yoho Samana Shloka Sadbhavaina, by seeing the a similar shloka in both these plays, Priyadarshika and Nagananda, and then Ratnavalyam Priyadarshika Yascha Shlokasya Ekasya Abhinnataya. The same shloka is present in both Ratnavali and Priyadarshika. Drishyamanatvena, because we see that. And Shaili Paryalochanaya, and by considering the style involved in these three plays, we can establish the one authorship, the same authorship, we can attribute same authorship to all these three plays, I think.
Okay, Rupakanam is Bahuvachanam. They all will have different prastavana, right? It is not only one
Introduction to the three
prastavana
plays.
for all three.
Well, it's like, it's just English grammar also, you see the same thing. You can do it Bahuvachanam or Ekavachanam.
Prastanava Jatyekavachanam.
Yeah,
Prastavana.
Jatyekavachanam, that's the correct term. Yeah.
அதாவது எதுக்குன்னா ஐ வாஸ் ஜஸ்ட் லுக்கிங் ஃபார் தி ஸ்லோகா ஸ்ரீஹர்ஷோ நிபுண கவிஹி பரிஷிதபி ஏஷா குணகிராஹிணி is the shloka that he introduces himself in the prastavana of Priyadarshika. Sri Harsha is the expert kavi, and Parishad api esha gunagrahini. This Parishad is also it is a assembly which can understand quality.
It's a learned audience.
Learned audience, ama. So loke haricha vatsaraja charitam. Vatsaraja is Udayana. Udayana's charitam is very attractive to in the entire world. Natyecha dakshaha vayam. The Sutradhara says we are experts in putting up a play. Vastu ekaikamapi iha vanchita pala praptehe padam kim punaha. Each one of these is enough. If the poet is famous, then fine. Or if the vastu is famous, then that's fine. Or if the audience is very intelligent, then also fine. But what to say of a time when everything comes together? Madbhagya upachayat ayam samuditaha sarvaha gunanam ganaha. This is present in Ratnavali also, and Naganandam also. Yeah.
Oh, so in Priyadarshika and Nagananda, Samana Shloka Sadbhava nama kim?
Samana Shloka Sadbhavena iruppu, astitvam. So Samana Shlokasya astitvat, because same
shloka. And in Ratnavali and Priyadarshika, another shloka is common.
Yes.
Okay, so you have like common shlokas between scattered in these three places.
Yeah, I think in Ratnavali and Priyadarshika, not only in the Prastavana, I think there is another idea also which is repeated later in the
I see. So the poetic device they're using is common. I see. Asya kavehe rachana kramam anusritya Priyadarshika asya pratamika grantha bhavitum arhati. So by looking at the style of this poet, one can surmise that the Priyadarshika was the first grantha that he wrote. Probably one sees.
What did you say? Poetic device? What was that?
Like, the plot or some, chinna kadaigal, like,
there can be similarities between
mini plots. That's what I say. So, Asyam Natikayam Chattvaraha Ankaha Vartante. So, there are 4 acts in this Natika, which is Priyadarshika. Asyam Vatsarajasya Antaf Pura Prema Katha Varnita. So, in this play, the love story occurring in the inner chambers of the Vatsaraja.
Udayana.
Prince Udayana has been described. Udayana is a completely fictional character, right?
Yeah, he's from Katha Saritsagar.
Katha Saritsagar. Oh, I see. So, it's from Katha Saritsagar again. Really, that is like the sagara from which all the kathas seem to be coming. Asyaha Natikayaha Malavikagnimitrasya Paripurna Samyam Drishyate. So there is complete similarity with of this Natika with Malavikagnimithram, the work of Kalidasa. So of course Kalidasa preceded this work. That's what we think. Raja.
But Kalidasa did not precede Katha Saritsagara, right?
That is true, I think.
Possible, yeah.
So then the root original story is.
His is based on Kalidasa's is a historical fiction. It is not based on Katha Saritsagar, because Agnimitra is a Pushyamitra or Pushpamitra, real character is there, but the entire story is new.
No, but
அதே மாதிரி Shakuntalam. இது அப்படி இல்ல. இது Vatsaraja is a fictional character from Brihat Katha.
So, but see, who is following who got inspired by who is the thing. because this character Udayana and this
You can mix
கேரக்டர்
Brihatsaritsar
இன்ஃப்ளூயன்சஸ பத்தி பேசல இங்க வந்து, நாடக
style.
இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ், ஸ்டைல் இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ பத்தி பேசுறது. The poetic device ன்னு சொன்னார் இல்லையா, so that is bringing a plot, ஒரு லெட்டர் எழுதுறது, ஆர் லுக்கிங் அட் அ பிக்சர், இன்ட்ரடியூசிங் அ சித்திர தர்சனம், இதெல்லாம் வந்து தீஸ் திங்ஸ் ஆர் மீட்டிங் ஆஃப் த டூ வைஃப் அண்ட் த அதர் லேடி இன் த கார்டன். இந்த மாதிரி certain scenes can be very repetitive. If you look at the scenes of a Vidushaka, that will be very very influenced by Kalidasa's Malakagnimitra in this.
So all those things were not there in the Kathasaritsagra.
அதெல்லாம் கிடையாது, யாருக்கு தெரியும்.
கதை எடுத்து நீங்க இன்னும் விஸ்தாரமா நீங்க நாடகம் எழுதணும்னா யூ ஹேவ் டு பிரிங் லைஃப் டு இட் இல்லையா? அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் யூ ஹேவ் டு ரைட் இட். சோ சும்மா கதையா எழுதுனா எப்படி மாத்தணும் இல்லையா? சோ யூ ஹேவ் டு பிரிங் இட்.
You look at the original Thiruvilayadal versus what is the movie that is shown, it's completely different. The script writers oda playground adu.
Okay.
அந்த மாதிரி.
So yeah, I think that's the difference between the stories and the plays, right?
Script writing.
Right. So Raja Dridhavarma Yuddhe Parajitah. Now we are getting into the story, I guess.
Yes.
Story of
Priyadarshika.
So in the story, Raja Dridhavarma was defeated in the battle. Tasya Kanya Priyadarshika. His daughter is Priyadarshika. Daivavashat Vatsarajasya Antahpuram Praptavati. And due to fate or luck or the gods, grace of the gods, she somehow entered the inner chambers of Vatsaraja.
The same happens. Malavika also, she Daivavashat Agnimitrasya Antahpuram Praptavati.
Tatra sa Aranyaka iti namna Vyavahriyamana dasi asit. So there, like Draupadi, she was acting as a servant. She was doing a role of the servant under the guise of Aranyaka. Aranyaka was the name.
Under the name
Aranyaka.
She was called Vyavahriyamana, being called by the name Namna Aranyaka iti.
Aranyaka. And then she was working as a servant. Vatsaha Aranyakayaha Saundaryena Ativa Mugdha Asit. The young prince was Udayana was completely infatuated or completely captivated by the beauty of Aranyaka. Antapura Rangasthale Pravrittabhinaye Aranyaka Vasavadatta Patram Raja Varapatrancha Adharatam. So Antapura Rangasthale, on the dais in the Anthapuram where they probably conduct plays, Pravrittabhinaye. So in the play that was being enacted there, Aranyaka played the role of Vasavadatta. Now we are referring to a different play by Vasavadatta comes in a different...
Vasavadattam.
Right?
I don't know how many wives he had,
Yeah, Vasavadatta is also one wife. Udayana is there.
Padmavati, Vasavadatta, Padmavati, Ratnavali, Aranyaka. Idella and the military alliances madri.
All were Vatsaraja only they are saying. They are not saying Udayana. So
it's
is it the same one?
Yes, it's the same.
So, but now Swapna Vasavadatta was written by Bana, right? Basa, and of course Basa preceded these people, I think.
Yes. So here she takes on the role of Vasavadatta and Raja takes on the role of Vara,
the groom.
Udayana.
The groom. Adharatam. So that's Langlakara in Pratham Purusha Dvivachanam. Anayoho prema vyavaharaha anvartatangataha. So the loves to the romance of these two became proceeded.
So Anvarthatam Gataha adu eppadi sollanum?
Became real.
Means it became, so in the play it was, in the Natakam it was supposed to be a play, but it became Anvartha, it became actually real. Right?
Having like having it became proper. Real da sollu.
Screen lovers became real life.
Screen lovers. They were making a play on the stage, but actually it fell in love, really. Right? So their love story became true. The love story that was being enacted by the two actually took on reality, became true. Ragni etadvrittantam vignaya So the queen, not knowing of this,
Real to real. நல்லா இருக்கு.
ஈர்ஷ்யயா தாம் காராகாரம் பிரவேசயாமாச. இப்போ ராஜ்ஞி யாரு?
She is another the wife. I think
Padmavati.
அதுல பத்மாவதிலாம் இல்ல, வாசவதத்தா தான் நினைக்கிறேன் அதுல.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
Dharini and that one
அது
is
மாளவிகா அக்னிமித்ரம்மா.
Malavika Agnimitra also. She puts Malavika.
No, this is, I think, Vasavadatta here, who is the queen. So the Dasi is enacting the love story between Vasavadatta and Udayana.
Right.
That's what is happening here. So they அதாவது எப்படி ராமரோட கதையை வந்து லவகுஷா come and relate the whole story of Ramayana to Rama himself, no?
Okay. அந்த மாதிரி Aranyaka and the king are enacting the same story, and then the actual queen who is being enacted on the stage,
She gets very angry.
Going on, and she gets, this is nonsense, and she imprisons,
throws them into the prison. Imprisons la romba sadharanama irukku. Throws them into the prison.
Throws them, only the lady illaya.
Only the lady, yeah. Tam karagaram
praveshayamasa.
The same karagaram praveshayamasa is there in Malavika Agnimitram. It's also there in Ratnavali.
Okay. Antatah Aranyaka rajakulotpanna iti rahasyam prakati bhavati. And then towards the end, we come to it is shown that Aranyaka is actually a princess. She's born in a royal. She's of royal lineage.
The secret comes to light.
Vasavadatta tam karatah mochayati, and therefore now Vasavadatta releases her because she can't imprison a princess. It is good. So she releases her. Vasavadattayaha anumatya raja tam parinitavan, and then with her blessings, the king married her.
Bhasa will portray Vasavadatta. She is the first wife, but then he portrays her as a very, very anukula patni, you know. Good character. இந்த மாதிரி ஈர்ஷ்யா இல்ல அவளுக்கு.
அஸ்யாஹ கதாயாஹ மூலம் பிருஹத் கதாயாம் அஸ்தி. So the origins of the story lie in the Brihat Katha, which is the Katha Sarit Sagara. Of what is the author's name over there? I forgot.
Brihat Katha, Gunadhya.
Gunadhya. Guna Adhya. A lot of guna in him. Right? Gunadhya. Kintu rasaposhanaya tatra kalpitaha amshaha aneke manoharaha vartante. So even though, of course, the story is a bit adopted from the Brihat Katha, for certain amshaha, certain parts of it, certain kalpitaha amshaha, certain newly created parts of it, for the sake of increasing the rasa, are extremely beautiful.
Okay.
Tritiyanke garbhanka natakah tu नाटिकायाः उत्कृष्टः प्रतिपादितः वर्तते. So in the third act, the Garbhanka means the inner story, the
act in act.
Act. Okay.
Play in play.
Play within
the play. The play in the play. Which is basically what the two people are doing on the stage in the Antahpuram. The play within the play. Garbhanka Nataka. I see. Very interesting. Tritiyanke. So in the third act, the act within the act that happens, is Natikayaha Utkrishtaha Pratipaditaha, is famed to, is supposed to be the best. It's been described as the best.
Oh, okay. Garbhanka Natakaha Utkrishtaha Pratipaditaha Vartate. So Utkrishtataya Pratipaditaha Vartate also.
So Pratipaditaha nama Rachitaha iti vaktum shakyate.
Yes. So it is portrayed as the best section of the entire play.
Yeah, of the whole play. Yeah, the act within the act. Okay, the play within the play. Prasada guna yukta shailya saralyena उत्साहजनक घटनाभिः इयं नाटिका दृश्यकाव्येषु प्रमुखं स्थानं भजते. So this play has got a very is of prime. Well, has got
important place.
It's got an important place among the Drishya Kavyas. I mean, among the dramas. Why? Because of the Saralyam, the simplicity, and the Prasada Guna Yukta Shaili.
It has. It is very easy, sulabham, right? So saralyam. It's easy to understand because of the shaili, the style, which is which has prasada guna in it. Prasada gunam is expression with clarity. Is called prasada guna.
Okay, so the style of expressing things in a very
Very clear manner.
That is the predominant aspect of that style, and due to that, it's very easy to understand and to enjoy. And also because it's equipped with utsaha janaka ghatanabihi, because it's got many ghatanas in there, incidents which actually are very exciting. Exciting.
இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் தான் இருக்கு முடிச்சுடலாம்.
Asya Tritiya Rachana Ratnavali iti tarkyate. So one can it is assumed that Ratnavali is the second Rachana. Asyam kalapurnatvam lakshana yuktata cha vartate. Asyam. So in this kalapurnatvam,
there's a
of parts.
No, kala is not
Completeness of
parts.
artistic.
Art.
Oh, in art. Okay.
It is full of artistic nature and lakshana yuktatan irukkanam. Because it's like a textbook version for natika. So lakshana yuktata api vartate. So if you look at Dasharupakam, natika lakshanam, or he quotes many shlokas from Ratnavali.
I see.
That's why.
I see.
Book also has lakshana yuktata only.
So it's kind of like a model for it suits the ideal model of how a play should be, right? So it's got lakshana yuktata. Asyam natikayam pradhana rasah shringaraha. So the main rasa in this natika is shringara, romance. So nayakastu dhira lalitah. The hero of this natika is of the type of dhira lalita, instead of dhirodhatah, dhirodhatah, and dhira lalitah. We are talking about the third kind of nayaka, who's kind of playful, right?
But at the same time, he's also displaying bravery. But he's more the character reveals that he has many wives and anukula nayaka tata dakshina.
Okay.
In Vasavadatta, the Swapna Vasavadatta Udayana, is he a Dhirodattaha or Dhiralalitaha?
Dhirodattaha, because he believes that his wife is no more and he is only approaching Padmavati there. So he is not a Dhira Lalita. Dhira Lalita is someone who has a wife and he has another love interest.
So in Swapna Vasavadatta, this Udayana was Dhirodhataha, and over time he has changed into a Dhira Lalita.
Why not? It's over time alla. It is not all the poets did not form an assembly and say, okay, we have to change the character this way. Tata nasti. It is a different character in Basa's play, a different character in Ratnavali's play. That's all. That's how you have to understand it. Never combine two authors, never combine two plays here. Look at the character in each play with a different eye.
Okay.
Abhinaya yogyata cha asyaha natikayaha sushtu vartate. And this natika is extremely suited for actually enacting out on the stage. Na kevalam kavya charuta, not only poetic beauty, apitu charitraka chitranam api sahridaya hridayanya varjayati.
Sahridaya hridayani avarjayati.
Sahridaya hridayani avarjayati. So not only the poetic beauty, but also the depiction of the characters grabs the hearts of the sahridayas, the rasikas of the lovers of literature and drama. Dasharupake Sahitya Darpane cha udaharanataya asyaha natikayaha shlokaha udhritaha vartante. So in the Kavya Lakshana texts where they describe how the poem should be, how dramas should be, etc., etc., like Dasharupakam and Sahitya Darpanam, this Natika, Ratnavali, from this Natika, many shlokas have been shown as ideal examples of how a play should be structured in various parts. Kathina Samasaha Aprasiddha Padani cha atra na drishyante. So we don't find tough samasas and obscure words in this particular play. Everything is clear. I think Prasada Shaili is still
Hmm.
sticking to it. सन्ध्याकालवर्णनेन साकं वासवदत्तायाः वर्णनं च कविना देवी त्वन्मुखं पङ्कजेन डैश 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 सञ्जातलज्जा इव इति मनोहरं वर्णितम्. So in there is one shloka he is quoting here where the poet has describes the beauty of Vasavadatta along with the beauty of the evening, and maybe there's implicit comparison Upama is going on, but it's considered to be a very beautifully described section in this particular play.
தேவி त्वन्मुख பங்கஜேன சசினஹ சோபா திரஸ்காரிணா. இது பெரிய ஸ்லோகம். இது சார்தூல விக்ரீடிதத்துல ஓடுறது. சஞ்சாத லஜ்ஜா இவ, தட் இஸ் த சசினஹ shobha, shashinaha your face is like the lotus, twan mukha pankajena. Shashinaha shobha tiraskarina. It removes the beauty of the moon, that is, it overshadows the beauty of the moon.
Yes.
Pashya abjani vinirjitani. The lotuses are all conquered now because of your face, like lotus like face. Sahasa gachanti vichayatam. They completely fade away here. Because it's moon rising, and he is describing her face and saying that, your face is like a lotus. The other lotuses are all fading away.
They are all shy.
They are all feeling shy. And you are shy. Sanjata lajja iva bringangana liyate. So it goes to bringangana. Shrutva tvat parivara vara vanita geetani bringangana. So all the ladies who are all singing here, the Ganikas are all there in the Antavpuram and they are all singing. Having heard that song, the female bee completely goes and covers itself in the bud of lotuses. So mukulantareshu liyante shanakaihi sanjata lajjaha iva. All the female bees go and hide themselves in the lotuses as if they are ashamed that the ladies are singing much better than the bees.
Oh. So not only is the beauty of Vasavadatta so much that the lotuses are closing up out of shame, but the bees are also looking at your sahelis and who are all singing. The bees are also shy and they are also friends of the lotuses. They go and
not Vasavadatta. That is Sagarika here.
Oh, Sagarika. Wow.
Ratnavali or Sagarika, her name.
Sagarika. Okay. So nice. So Manoharam Varnitam. Okay. We should probably
says Vasavadattaya Varnanam.
It says Vasavadattayaha Varnanam, but it is actually, Sagarika da.
But the shlokam is on Sagarika?
No, it seems like, hey Devi. Devi means it should be only Vasavadatta, correct? Not Sagarika.
And the Purna Shlokatha inga pota nalla irukku
nenikken. Yeah. Nice.
Podalame.
Yeah. Shardula Vikriditham.
புலி மாதிரி அவர் ஆடுறாரு.
பஷ்யாப்ஜானி வினிர்ஜிதானி சஹசா கச்சந்தி விச்சாயதாம் ஸ்ருத்வா. I can't. ஸ்ருத்வா வேற என்ன இருக்கு? त्वत् परिवार वार.
Ending there.
இல்ல.
Pankajena. Pashya abjani vinirjitani sahasa gachanti vichayata shrutva tat parivara vanita geetani bringangana haliyante. Okay, so there's a double upama going on there. So now he's compared the Devi's face to a pankajam first, and then her parivara vanitas to a bringas, to her own bringas. And the Devi's mukham is wins over the moon's beauty, and then the lotuses, actual lotuses, kind of close they go into Mukulata.
That is because of the Chandrodaya.
Of Chandrodaya, but he's attributing it to Tvanmukha Pankajin.
Yeah.
then he's saying that not only is your beauty so much, but even your friend's beauty is such that the bees, the poor bees who are the friends of these normal lotuses, they are also going and hiding because they are ashamed.
Ashamed.
ஐயோ
Yeah.
பாவம்
இல்ல?
பாவம் அந்த லோட்டஸோட விட்டுல இல்ல இந்த பீஸ கூட சொல்லணுமா?
ஆமா, எல்லாம் அப்படியே அப்படியே அமுங்கி போயிடுத்து உனக்கு முன்னாடி. He wants to praise the lady so much. அடுத்தது now we'll come to Shantarasam, நாகானந்த நாடகம்.
నాగానంద నాటకంతో అంతే విరచితవాన్ ఇతి ప్రతీతి. So the assumption is that he wrote the
I think pratitihi இருக்கணும்.
yeah, pratitihi. So the assumption
yes,
is that
it says pratitihi.
That he wrote he composed the Nagananda Natakam final, I mean last of the three. Jimutavahanakhyah Vidyadhara Rajakumarah Shankhachudanamnah Sarpakumarasya Prana Paritranartham Swashariram Garutmate Dadati. So the prince of Vidyadhara, of the kingdom of Vidyadhara.
Vidyadharas are Siddha Vidyadhara, so it is a Divya Adivya plot.
Gandharva Vidyadhara, like that. Okay, so this is the other. Okay, so a Gandharva prince or a Vidyadhara prince by the name of Jimuta Vahana. Jimuta means cloud, right? Carrying the clouds or something like that. So that prince, Swashariram Garutmate, gives his own body to Garuda for the protection of the Naga prince by the name of Shankachuda. So that is the story of sacrifice. Tatah param Gauryaha anugrahena punarujjivitah san Pitru Shushrusha Parayano Pitru Shushrusha Parayanaha
Parayanaha bhavati.
Parayanaha bhavati. So then after that, by the grace of Gauri, of goddess Parvati, he coming back to life, he becomes devoted to the service of his parents. Iyam katha Buddhamatanusarini iti pratitihi. It appears that the story is corresponding to Bauddhic thought, to Buddhism, to the thought of Buddhism. Paropakarasya
swashariradhanam.
Paropakaraya swashariradanam buddhakalat purvasmadapi kalat bharate asti kila. But giving one's life to help the other, the concept of giving one's life to help the other, concept of giving one's own body to help the other, has been existing in Bharata even prior to Buddha. Like we have that story of Shibi, who gives his body to
who gives his flesh of his thigh for the sake of a pura pigeon.
Ama. So அது ரொம்ப பழசு, I think. Even மகாபாரதத்திலே வருது. Okay. So it's clear. Nagananda ayam buddhamatavalambiனா kenachit likitam anyena
iti anyesham abhiprayah. So anyena kenachit likitam iti anyesham abhiprayah.
So Nagananda ayam buddhamatavalambiனா. So this play Naganandam depends on or is kind of leaning towards Buddhism.
இல்ல. So அப்படி இல்ல. Naganandaha ayam, this play has been written likhitam by someone who follows Buddha mata.
Another ghost
writer. Ekavachanam. By someone who is a Buddhist. Iti anyesham abhiprayah. This is the opinion of others.
Yeah.
So, just like the Davaka was one ghost writer, this is another ghost writer.
So Buddhamatavalambiனா kenachit likitam
அன்னேனங்கிறத முன்னாடி போட்டுக்கணும். அன்னேன கேனச்சித் லிகிதம் இதி
anyesham abhiprayah. So some people think that this play Nagananda has been written by some other person who was a Buddhist.
Yeah, who is a
right?
follower of
Not
Buddhamata.
by the king Harsha.
Not by the king, nor by Dhavaka.
Not by Davaka.
Yes.
Adida.
Yeah.
And also it is talking about Gauri, with whose grace he became revived after dying, right? So that means it's like it should be more like a Shiva, Shaivite king, because his ancestor was from a famous Shiva devotee, and also this Harshavardhana also could be a follower of Shiva.
So Buddhism and Shaivism were hand in hand in many places, not only in Kashmir, in South India also. You will find these going hand in hand. நிறைய இடத்துல, either together or in an antagonistic manner. They will either contradict each other, constantly fighting with each other, or they go hand in hand. அதுவும் பார்க்கிறோம்.
So this Ratnavali and Priyadarshika Pradhana Rasaha is Shringara Rasaha, and this Nagananda Natakam Karuna Rasaha.
Karuna Rasam illa, it is Danavira. Danaviramnu ஒரு ரசம் உண்டு.
என்னது?
Danaviraha. Veera rasam irukko illiyo, utsaha. So the enthusiasm, Veera rasa வந்து வெறும்னா it is not only about யுத்தம் or சண்டை போடுறது அது மாதிரி ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. Even there is an enthusiasm when it takes a lot of courage to offer your own body in sacrifice. So it is called Danaviraha.
தானவீர சூரகர்ணவாதி தானவீர.
அந்த மாதிரி தான். சரியா?
And it looks
and
like
he is Danavira, one of the hero.
ஒரு நிமிஷம் சங்கரி, ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம். என்ன? He has been trying to say something.
It looks like this author is casting doubt on the fact that this is a Buddhist, leaning towards Buddhist.
Correct. So because it has this sacrifice, and sacrifice is very common in Buddhist time period, this is written by someone who is a Buddhist, and it's the popular opinion. But this offering of oneself has existed from time immemorial in Bharatadesham. Why should we attribute it to this? Abdin avar solrar. So there can also be, this could have been a play during the revival of Buddhistic thoughts. Ilya, that offering of oneself is a thought that has existed in Sanatana Dharma before also, but then Buddhism took that particular thing, or they came up with only this. Adinala it could be a later revival, and so he followed the Buddhist. Abdinu irkalam.
Raghuvamshatla it happens, right? You find here what Dilipa is offering.
Dilipa offers himself to the Simha.
To the Simha. So you find this lines in Kalidasa also. So I concur with this. I mean, I have not read the play. If you read the play before ESD,
no, idla nariyave Buddhism influences. Adinala vera onnum illa. Okay.
The hero Jimuta Vahana, is he called Dhirodataha only, or is he called Danaviraha? Rasa
he will be Dhira Shantaha.
Dhira Shantaha. Okay.
There are 4 types: Dhira Udattaha, Dhira Uddhataha, Dhira Lalitaha, and Dhira Shantaha. So adla anybody who does not show bravery, valor, or Shringaram, you categorize him under Dhira Shanta. Like Charudatta in Mrichakatikam. He is also a Dhira Shantaha. Okay.